Alright, welcome back to the Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic, Non-Classics. This episode number 1933 and Doubleshot number 1827. I've got two Batman-related trades. The first one is a fairly released trade. As a matter of fact, it's the most recent released trade for the collected issues from Detective Comics, because Volume 3 hasn't come out yet. Alright, first up it is Batman Detective Comics Fear State. I thought this was second. Yeah, this is the second volume for the series. Now, this does contain issues from the comics, issues 1040 to 1045, and the Batman Secret Files Huntress #1. Yeah, this book also contains the whole backup features they had here for this book. Excuse me. Yep. Now, they have, basically how this is printed here, they have all the opening story first, and then they have the backup story. Just like last volume. Last volume did the same thing, so they did pretty much the same thing here. Now, the thing with the issues in here, the first story involves Batman. Yes. Now, the case of 1040, the main story takes place probably... the way they structure this trade here is that they put the main stories all first, but they put the Batman Secret Files Huntress one to put that in between issues 1040 and 1041. We also have this reporter here who actually has their own backup feature. So most of these issues, now you have the writer is Marikaro Tamakagi with Dan Mori on the artwork. You might think of that cover. Is this Francis Fakova? Nope, it's Dan Moria. Yeah, this is cover 6 from cover for issue 1041. So, mostly you have Batman just dealing with like the Joker, the Penguin. It's basically a Bruce Wayne in jail for a couple issues. It's called The Weekender. Yeah. Now then of course they have the Huntress one shot here, which is quite interesting. Which I thought the whole one shot here Huntress was really good. Good solo story for her. And I even love when they have her say Huntress, they gave her the classic logo. Now this is mostly put somewhat the same costume she's wearing, except the fact they trimmed down the bottom of her shirt and they gave her a haircut. Because previously her hair was a little bit longer than this. And you might be noticing the skin tone, where it looks a bit darker than it was pre-Flashpoint. That's actually the fault of, well, when she first showed up, they made her black for some reason. They've been lightening up her skin tone since then, because this one was supposed to be Italian, and yet here she's black. And one person basically said this when she first showed up post-Flashpoint in the final issue of Nightwing Volume 3. People thought, based upon how she looked, with the afro hair, the open shirt, people thought she was Misty Knight. Yes, seriously. Yeah, The Weekender is basically just a two-part setup for the events of Fear State. Plus, love seeing Batman in this costume. I love this thing. It's so freaking good here. Yeah, by the way, this whole jury thing, it's only just a couple issues. Actually, it's more like, I think it's like a three-part thing. It's because basically, like, 1004 is like a prologue to it. And then you have it where 1042 simply wraps this up here. And then basically for issues 1043 to I think it's like 1045, it's the Fear State issues. Actually, it's more like just a couple issues. It's mostly about Batman dealing with various side stuff mostly. It feels like a side story with Detective Comics because the main story isn't Batman. We also get the appearance of a Batwoman because this is really like the only book that DC bought a feature anymore because they can't her title. Like, seriously? Yeah, this mostly deals with Batman dealing with the mayor. This is mostly to do with that, and yeah, it does wrap up 1045, which I like the first Italian here, but it definitely feels like a side story. Now, what happens right after they just finish up this three-part story for Fear State? They put the backup features all in order they're presented. The first one, this is actually now, Mark Tamagami does the entire front story and the Huntress one shot. This story here is done by Dan Winters, who was the writer of the Lucifer book. Yep. Who also was also the guy who co-wrote the Just Like Dark Angel that came out last year. This book here, this first story here, it's called The Quiet and Unsung Death of Kurt Langstrom. Yeah, they kill off Man-Bat in this story. Yep. And the whole point of this 6-part backup feature is that it's mostly put a setup for the Task Force X series. Well, first having basically an exaggerated version of basically Man-Bat dying, and this of course just comes after his feature from the pages of Just Like Dark probably wrapped up. Let's go on at the same time. Then you have this reporter who basically goes visit the morgue, and first thing you see is the body of Bane. Yep, the corpse of Bane, and it's Man-Bat, and then we have, like, oh, what was this supposed to be? Arkham Knight. Here's the weird thing. This is the first Arkham Knight's ever been mentioned since the Arkham Knight story, which, by the way, was really good, by the way. Where apparently they never confirmed she was dead, and yet she apparently was declared dead at some point. Not sure how. And most of the point, just Red Hood just trying to set up deal with this reporter, and the whole point of this feature, like I said, is just to help set up the Task Force X series. That's simply put what this is. It's called Debbie Donovan. It's basically just a quick multi-part feature that leads Task Force X, and basically these are the recruits for Task Force X. You have Man-Bat, Arkham Knight, Mr. Bloom, Bane, yes, Bane, the Debbie Donovan story, like first it was written by Dan Winters, then Matthew Osborne finished it up. Yeah, this guy who's the poofy hair, that's supposed to be Mr. Bloom. Who the other one's supposed to be, I don't know. Now, this is supposed to be Arkham Knight, but apparently I don't know if they already got this wrong, because it's implied it's a guy even though it's a woman. Yeah. But this book here, really enjoyed it. I thought this book was really, really good. I'm going to give this book roughly a... I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. Just really, really good. All right, next up it is Batman: The Wrath. This book collects Batman Special Number 1 and Batman Confidential 13 to 16. The Wrath, aka the Anti-Batman, which they apparently referenced that recently in the pages to the comics. So there's an Anti-Batman out there, even though this is him. The original Wrath only appeared in the special that came back in 1983. And this storyline here, the Wrath, this is basically a sequel to that. Now, the original story is done by Mike W. Burr, a.k.a. the creator of The Outsiders. The sequel is done by Tony Bedard, a writer who I've met. Yep. Wrath, simply put, when it comes to him, he becomes the way he is because of crooked. Now, in the case second way, he becomes the way he is because he was a disciple of the original. He became the way he is now. In the case of Bruce Wayne, where his parents were murdered by a criminal. In the case of Wrath's parents, they were thieves murdered by a corrupt police officer, which implied to be Jim Gordon. Yeah. And they do mention in the book that this is clearly not the same person who fought the Wrath back in the 80s. This is a completely different guy. Now, when they brought back the Wrath post-Flashpoint, they pretty much in a way gave him the backstory. They gave him the backstory of the original one, and they mostly gave him the name of the second one. They just combined basically both the ones, what they did for the post-Flash version of Wrath. But this actually is not that bad per se. I think the Batman specials are really, really good. The artist for the Batman special is Michael Golden. Rags Morales does the artwork for the for Batman Confidential issues 13-16. Now, have I met Michael Golden? Yes, I have. Met him a couple times. Rags Morales, I actually have met him. And that's the cover for Batman Special. Yes, because it was the 80s. And here's some gorgeous artwork by Michael Golden. I don't remember he worked on anything else, but yeah, this is Rags Morales' artwork, which is really good here. I don't remember he did anything else related to Batman. I don't remember. but I know he did some action comics for New 52. Oh, I give this book also a 9.5. It's just really fun, this book. I like the whole aspect of the Wrath. That's second one here on the back cover. Nightwing shows up in the second story. And he actually is wearing his second Nightwing costume in the story. Yep. But really fun stuff here. Yep. So yeah, that's it for Sick Review. And that's probably going to be a videos tonight because I don't think I have time to do more videos right now. So because basically that I am a bit exhausted from coming home from a very brief convention. Well, it's an expo anyways. I could watch The Great Job Can Be Defeated, but I just want to do my voice work right now. I may do it tonight, but if I don't get time, I'll just do it tomorrow. Okay, next video. Bye.